Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Today, got something a little different. I'm going to be taking a look at this fantastic Benjamin Marauder Field Target edition. It is regulated and has a Lothar Walther barrel in it. So, it's a sweet looking rig. I did a little bit of shooting with it yesterday. Very impressed. So today we're going to be running some chrony numbers and checking some groups on these pellets. We got the Crosman Premier Hollow Point 14.3 grain, the Benjamin single die, which I believe are 14.3 grain. Then we've got the JTS Dead Center 16.08s. It did pretty damn good with these yesterday. And the AEA 18.3s. Now a couple of these pellets I haven't tested through here yet, so I don't really know what to expect, but we're also going to be getting some chrony numbers and check out that regulator. All right, let's get into it. Before I jump on, I just wanted to throw this out here. This Benjamin Marauder Field Target was picked up from Dwayne over at Airgun Revisions. He's also the same location where you can get a hold of the Gamma Arrow for $200. And I will say this much. Yesterday in our testing, the Gamma Arrow shot the two best 50-yard groups out of all the guns we shot. So I know Gamma gets a bad name, but we had two nickel-sized groups at 50 yards with that gun, back to back. One person shot one, handed the gun over to the next guy, and he shot one right next to him. And with all the guns we were shooting yesterday, they were the best 50-yard groups we'd shot. So I did want to show off this super sweet wood stock for the Benjamin Marauder that came with it from Airgun Revisions. Yeah, that Field Target, man, it's a great gun. And look at that. Oh, I've been trying to buy this stock all weekend. Okay, we are starting off with the Crosman Premier Hollow Points 14.3s. Got a camera recording downrange so we can record our groups. We're gonna try to get the shot string at the same time. Let's see how she does. I'm gonna do some adjustment on the scope. Nice and clear. All right, I'm just gonna shoot at the target over on the far right on the top first, just to make sure that we're on the target, because this gun was not zeroed with these pellets, and I think we might have been zeroed for a different distance. So we'll check the 14.3s. We're still gonna get a number out of it. Okay, 840. Now to just be consistent, since it is on the paper, we're just gonna keep shooting our groups over there. We're gonna do the 10, we'll do all 10 rounds that direction. We're just going off of the group size, not the actual accuracy, but we are getting chrony numbers, so we did for that one. Here we go.
Did we fill it?
Ooh, I don't remember if we filled it. Let me check. Yep, well, she's at 2,500 right now, so it isn't a full tank, but when I do my other, the other half of this video, I'll make sure that we fill back up to 2,500, but it should get us, this will get us the first couple of groups, because we're already into it.
Not gonna get a shot string though.
Yeah, well, we'll have to fill after a few rounds. Well, we probably get 20 for sure.
Right.
All right. And I'm not reading off the numbers. I'll let you guys watch that. I'm trying to not screw up my group too bad. Honestly, these are doing pretty good so far. Okay, that was a good 10-shot group. I wasn't watching the regulator or the chrony numbers, but they looked pretty consistent from when I did check. That group down there is fantastic. All right, we are probably, I'll shoot one more and then I'll fill the gun up for the last two groups. And that way we did half on the first half or the second half of the regulator and the second half on the first half of the regulator. It It's regulated, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference, but we should have probably filled it first just to be consistent, but we'll get past that. Next, we're going to be trying these Benjamin single dies. They are also 14.3 grain, I believe. They're not stamped on here, but I'm pretty sure that's okay. They are? All right, good. These are some very clean looking pellets. They have absolutely, I don't remember what I paid the last time I bought some, and I did have some sent to me, so I haven't paid a lot for them, if that means anything, but they are very clean pellets. Yeah.
They retail at $20.
Okay.
Normal price.
All right, well, that ain't bad. That's totally respectable. Okay, so now we're jumping on to the Benjamin single dies. I'm just gonna go top left corner on the bullseye. I'm assuming we're gonna be on the paper at least. Okay. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I actually watched the chrony on that one a little bit. I didn't watch for every shot, but I saw 849, 850, and 851 almost every single time. So that is very, very consistent for the regulator. And like I said, I didn't catch them all, but man, that thing was shooting super consistent. And to be honest with you, that is a beautiful 10-round group, especially for not fouling or anything like that. 30 yards. Well, to be 100% honest, I'm pushed back probably another yard because I got my equipment in front of me shooting. So we're probably at like 31 yards, but I'm going to call this 30 yards because I know for a fact it is 30 yards at the least. All right, I'm going to put some air in this. Yep, it doesn't need it, but I'm going to do it just because I want to make sure we have a good clean test through the whole thing, and it'll keep my videos short enough that I don't have to wait for a month for them to upload. Okay, we're back. My heartbeat is good. Still alive. Fresh 3000 PSI fill. We're going to be shooting the JTS Dead Center 16.08s. These did pretty good out of this gun yesterday. The only other gun they've ever done good out of for me was the Gamma Arrow. As a matter of fact, they shot the infamous 50-yard groups we had yesterday, which I covered over one of them, but I did save a quick picture of one of the 50-yard groups. Okay, let's get into this. Let's go to the next target to the right on the top row. Error, of course. Let me reset that so that I know I don't have to. In the past, I've just shot on and it has picked them up, but I'm also slightly superstitious and I feel like if I don't have it reset and ready, I'm just chalking one up for the other team. Okay, here we go. Good, that gave me a little bit for my heart rate to come back. Well, that was a good shot. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Man, that Lothar Walter barrel is definitely on point. I'm going to reload now, and we're going to be shooting the final group, 30 yards with the AEA center punch, 18.3 grain. Now I went with this pellet because I know there's different barrels, but this pellet performs quite well out of my gun, and I do know that it is going. I'm hoping that it does good out of this gun, and when I do compare my unregulated Marauder to this Marauder, I'm going to want to be able to at least send some pellets through that I know perform accurately. Alrighty, 18.3 AEA center punch pellets at 30 yards. Good to go. Let's go to the next group over to the right, top row. Well, it stayed on the paper. Not that much going for us. Getting up a little closer. Alright, they should be underneath it good there. See the bottom row? We're good. Okay. Well, I don't know what the hold is. I'll be smart and go down a little bit. There we go.
And so pass over once you've done pass over, pass over and fill it up, and I'll be keep the chaff in between commentary. Well, let's see. I was, to be honest with you, which is very comparable. It makes sense because mine actually it's at 61.
Okay, we're back. I'm set up at 50 yards. We got target down there. We're gonna do two things. We're gonna check some 50-yard groups of these 16.08 JTS dead centers, since they did the best at 30. Give us an idea what kind of groups we get. And we're also gonna be doing a full shot string. We just filled the gun. It's 3,000 PSI. We're gonna shoot it till the shots pretty much go off the reg, and we'll see how it turns out. I got 5 fresh targets up there, so I'm hoping to get 50 shots before that happens. If we get more than 50 shots when that happens, I'll jump to a different position on one of the other targets and give me a point of aim, and we'll just let the rounds fall where they fall. Again, we're gonna be trying, I'm just gonna shoot 10-shot groups because I don't want the video to be too long cutting in between. So here we go. JTS dead center 16.08s. 50 yards, shot string out of the Benjamin Marauder Field Target. I don't know what the hold's gonna be, so we'll start. Okay, yeah, we're gonna start with I'll start at the top just in case I don't hit my camera. So the top dead center, it looks like we do have 6 on there, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. Gives me the opportunity to make some mistakes. There's a chipmunk out there. All right, I better not. Back to the video. Okay, I'm gonna go with the 1 mil dot or 1 hash on here. Here we go. All right, we're on the paper. It looks like we're hitting at about 2 hashes. Yeah, right around 2. So the rest of the groups after this one I'll hold 2, but for this one I'm just gonna keep holding 1 to keep the impacts all in the same area. There is a light wind to the right, and it looks like we got a little bit of drift to the right, so I'm just going to leave that to the wind. I'll try to hold for it if it gets excessive, but if it stays steady, I'm just going to keep shooting. Okay, that's 10 shots. That actually looked pretty decent. I'm not going to complain about that. That's a 10-shot group at 50 yards. Probably just over a quarter, maybe. I'm happy with that. I'll measure these all. I do realize that I didn't take a look at the target before I started this, but we'll take a look at the target when I'm done. I'm not going to touch the other 30-yard targets, so the groups on there should remain intact. Chug some water. It is a sweaty day today. I will say though, in the 2 days that I've spent shooting this gun, today's day 3, this is a very, very nice rifle. I love my Marauder and I love my Armada, but if there's anything I wish I had, it'd be a regulator in them. And also, this Lothar Walther barrel, everything we put through it yesterday and the last 2 days, it shot good. So, not pellet picky at all. Surprised the shit out of me, honestly. Okay, more 1608s. We're gonna go, I'll hold 2 hashes. We're gonna go the bottom left target. Here we are. Still recording, still recording. Wind died down. Yes, it did. Okay, that was really odd. I don't know what happened with that one. I don't even know if it registered, but that hit really low. I don't think it was even on the paper. Maybe it went. I don't know. I can't. I'm making no calls on that. I'll have to watch the video on that one. Get back to it. Yeah, we're still there. Winnie. Stealing the show. Oh. Okay, that one that went high could have been me. Okay, there's 10 more. Alrighty. So we're 20 into it. The sun is beating on me good. So far, the little bit that I've been peeking at the chronograph, it's looking very steady. I'll probably write down these numbers at the end and kind of put the whole string out. But there was one that went low there, and I mean, so I don't know if it went through the same hole and it was just that perfect that I didn't hear it hit the cardboard, but I saw what it looked, to me, it looked like it hit 6 inches low. So if I remember, I looked at the chronograph and it was 828, which is right where we're at here. So unless it didn't register that number and that was the previous shot, the video would tell. But it wasn't like there was a huge speed difference. So I don't know if there was a bent skirt on that one, or I don't know. It was kind of an oddball. So I'll have to let the video footage speak for itself because I don't know what happened. All right, we're getting back at it. 10 more. Next one over to the right in the bottom. Wind is more on us than it is down there. I'll hold the same tube.
Jimmy.
Okay, doing good there. I'm gonna check the pressure real quick, but we're still shooting in 830s. We're down to 2,000 PSI, so I imagine we got quite a bit of regulator left in us. 30 shots in. That one, there was a couple that opened up, and I guess my biggest point in running the chronograph while I'm shooting these groups is to see if there's a flyer and there's a huge difference in speed on that gun, on that pellet. That could indicate the reason for it being a flyer. But if it's accurate, consistent wise on the chronograph, and there's a flyer in there, then that's probably indicative of something in the pellet itself. Because if the gun is shooting good, which I know it does, the regulator's consistent, but we have flyers, then it's likely the ammunition that's causing that. Okay, here we go. Next target over to the right. This will be the one in the middle on the bottom. Left wind. Yep. sound of the gun has changed, but the speeds aren't dropping. So the regulator's doing exactly what it's supposed to do right now. Okay, we are at exactly 2,000 psi, maybe a tiny smidge underneath it. That is 10 rounds. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else could tell, but the sound of the gun absolutely changed ever so slightly, and I was concerned that maybe we were off the reg already, but we're still at 830 feet per second, so we're still on the reg. It's doing its job. The fact that the sound of the gun has changed, the pressures are definitely dropping in there, but the reg is still putting out consistent shots. So man, I couldn't be more impressed with this gun as I am right now. It's doing great. It really is. And there is a little bit of wind today. You might not be able to see the wind flag, and you're definitely not going to see the pollen. Well, you might be able to see it on that close camera, but there is a little bit of breeze occasional, and it has been mostly to the right, but this last group I shot was pretty much left the whole way. So 50 yards, enough excuses, 10 more rounds. Let's get back to it. Next target over to the right.
Ooh, Timmy.
Okay. Again, we had one round that looked like it dropped 6 inches, but the speed was still the same. So we're on, I don't know how to explain that. Just maybe a skirt. I'd have to go back because I hit the thing beneath it. So I don't think it wasn't a dense skirt. So no, it's just an oddball. It was an oddball. I will, shot a great group though. If you discount the one that went low and hit the empty pellet tin that's hanging below the target, all the other ones are in a nice tight little group there. So yeah, if it wasn't a dented skirt, which it wasn't, then who knows. The speeds were there. If I remember, I looked down at it and it had registered and it was in the 830s. So if anything, we've come up a few feet per second now in the last bit of this regulator. Right now we're at about 1600, 1700 psi. I don't know what it's regulated to, but I bet you we are getting very close. Hopefully, I mean, honestly, that's 50 shots to it right now. We shoot this next 10 round group, we'll have 60 shots through it. And if we're still on the reg after that, I'm gonna have to put up another target because I don't want to disturb the groups. Yeah, it's okay. It should be regulated about 1400, so we should get to it hopefully in this group. Here we go. Since we're dropping a little bit, I'm gonna hold 3 mil dots on this one. 3 hash lines. Okay, we are coming off the reg. We've only got a few shots left to finish this off, and got 3 shots left. Just to make for good knowledge here, and it's not off the reg by much. They're staying consistent, and they're still grouping good, which is even more impressive. Okay, that was it. 60 shots. We're down to 813 on that, and we absolutely hovered at the 830 mark, so we should be in good shape. Yeah, I'm gonna go, actually, yeah, well, that should be it. Let's go collect the target and see what's going on. Okay, so here's the target, and these are the groups. The top row are the 30-yard groups. This was the first group that we shot, which I believe was the Crosman Premier Hollow Point 14.3s. Aside from the one that jumped low, that's a damn good group. I mean, that's just over a quarter center to center. We've got two outside of a quarter there, so that's pretty damn good. I'm not going to complain about that. For the price that you can get them at, I would shoot beer cans with that all day long. And I'd even shoot squirrels with that. That's very respectable. Then we jumped across. We started over here with the Benjamins. Yeah, the Benjamin single dies. And those babies absolutely performed well. 100% center to center, under a quarter all day long, 10-shot group. I'm very happy with that. I've got no complaints there. And there was no fouling in between shooting any of these fucking rounds. So, you know, you could imagine that you might be able to take one of the outliers out of it by fouling it first and then, you know, shooting your groups that way. So stick to one ammo, and you may not have one or two of these flyers in your groups, but still very respectable. And we shot the JTS dead centers 16.08s. And let's be honest, that's a damn fine group, hey? That is dime all day long. So, very happy with that, and even more impressed that two guns that I've had the opportunity to shoot actually shoot that ammo very well. My guns don't like it, but this Marauder with the Lothar Walther barrel in it and the Gammo Aero Classic, they friggin' love that ammo. The 16.08s, it's a mid-weight pellet. It's putting out plenty of energy, and it's got excellent accuracy. So definitely, if you got one of these two guns, or you're interested in trying out a mid-weight pellet that has potential for some accuracy, I'd look those up. They actually definitely do a good job. Then we jumped into the AEA Center Punch 18.3s, which in my Marauder shoot the best, and I confirmed that yesterday after shooting some 18.13s, which have always been really good compared to some 18.3 AEAs, and AEAs beat it out by a long shot. So I shot probably one of my best 10-shot groups I've ever shot in my life at 30 yards using the AEA 18.3s and the Benjamin Marauder unregulated. Now, it did not particularly like these the most, but it didn't do bad. We're absolutely a quarter-size group there at 30 yards, 10 shots. I'm perfectly happy with that. A little bit of drift on it there, but it could have been wind. 30 yards, it shouldn't notice the wind so much, but they just definitely did not do as good as the 16.08 JTSs. Then we jumped down to 50 yards. Get our shot string information. These are all the 16.08s, a little bit lighter pellet than the 18s and a little heavier, so they're mid-grade, maybe affected by the wind more, and I think that was potentially even proven by, as the speeds were slowing down in this last group, the wind was pushing it more and more to the left, and there was a pretty steady left wind the entire time I shot this group. So something to think about. You want to shoot long range, your most accurate pellet at 30 may not be the most accurate pellet at 50, although these are still pretty great groups. I'm not going to complain about this. They're just outside a quarter on this one, 10-shot group. And then we shot this one just outside a quarter with one flyer. And we shot this one, which is just outside a quarter with 3 flyers. And I think this is also the one that went really low, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was in this group. I'd have to, you'll know. I don't, because I can't remember. All right, then we jumped over to this one. We absolutely got 7 of the 10 right there, but it's definitely just outside a quarter. Then we came over here and so the one that I thought went really low, it might be this one, which is, it's still low, but I thought it went like 3 inches low. So other than that, that is a quarter group, 9 shot at 50, probably 9. Hopefully this isn't 8 and one of them did drop lower. And we finished off here with our 60 rounds, which on the regular, that's kind of impressive. I would personally just keep it at 50 and, you know, push along from there. But anyways, outside of a quarter, and I believe these are the last 2 shots, as the speeds were dropping, elevation was dropping slightly, but the wind was affecting it more, and it was just pushing them further. So I would probably stick to 50 shots and be happy with that. A little wasp over here helping me out with my video. But these are the groups that I was able to get out of this regulated Benjamin Marauder 22 caliber field target with the regulator, I already said that, and the Lothar Walther barrel. Thanks everybody for watching and staying tuned. On to the next adventure.
Camera's on fire.